I want to say I was a good kid. That would be a lie. Growing up in the countryside, me and my best friend CJ had this thing we did. Nothing serious. Nothing that could land us in real trouble. Or so we thought. We'd steal apples off old Mr. Henderson's porch, ring doorbells and sprint into the dark, pocket candy from the gas station by the highway. Stupid stuff. Thrill-seeking stuff. The kind of thing teenage boys do when they've got nothing better going on and too much empty time in a place where nothing ever happens. But the Halloween before I turned 17, we made a decision that still wakes me up some nights. Around October, the whole county would come alive with pumpkin patches, families driving out to the farms, kids running through the fields, fathers hauling these big orange monsters into their truck beds. It was tradition, and it was a business. One farm in particular, about 6 miles outside of town, had the best pumpkins in the county. Big, heavy, perfect. The kind that win contests. The kind that people paid real money for. Normal people paid real money for. CJ laid it out one afternoon while we sat on the hood of his truck, spitting sunflower shells into the dirt. Why buy pumpkins when you could just take them? The farm owner was an old man. Strict, people said. Private. He had this reputation in town like a storm cloud. Everybody knew him, nobody talked to him, and everyone stayed well off his property. But he was old. It was Halloween season, and those pumpkins were just sitting in a field. We decided to go at 1 in the morning, 1 week before Halloween. The plan was simple. Park the truck on the road, walk through the back field, load as many big ones as we could carry, leave. The old man would be asleep. Nobody would see us. Nobody would know. We pulled up just past 1 a.m. No lights on in the farmhouse. The corn had already been harvested, which I hadn't counted on. In October, I'd always seen that field, tall and full, a wall of green and gold between the road and the pumpkin patch, somewhere to disappear into if things went wrong. But it was cut down now. Just stubble. Open ground. Flat, dark land stretching all the way to the house, and there was nowhere to hide. I almost said we should leave. I remember feeling it. That cold pull in the gut that your body sends when it's trying to warn you before your brain catches up. But CJ was already climbing out of the truck, and I got out too. We moved through the moonlight without speaking. The ground crunched under our boots. Dry corn husks, hard soil, and every sound felt enormous in all that silence. I kept my eyes on the farmhouse. Dark windows, still curtains, nothing moving. The pumpkin patch was farther back than I remembered. 4 minutes of walking, maybe 5. And the whole time I kept expecting a light to flip on. A dog to bark, something, but nothing happened. Just the wind. Just our footsteps, just the black sky pressing down overhead. When we finally reached the patch, I almost laughed with relief. Hundreds of them, rows and rows of pumpkins sitting in the moonlight, orange and fat and perfect. Big ones and small ones, and ones so heavy they'd barely fit in the truck bed. CJ started feeling through them for the best ones, and I did the same. For just a moment, one single stupid moment, it felt like we were actually going to pull this off. Then CJ turned on his flashlight. "Turn that off," I hissed. "Relax," he whispered back. "I can't see anything." "CJ, turn it off." "Man, chill. You saw the house. Nobody's awake." I grabbed his arm. He shrugged me off. And then the night exploded. The crack hit before I understood what it was. So loud, so close, my brain couldn't register it as a gunshot. It just processed it as wrong. as a sound that didn't belong in the world. And then a second crack came and a pumpkin 3 feet to my left burst apart. And then my legs were already moving before I had made any decision to run. CJ ran too. He dropped the flashlight, but it didn't go off. It bounced and rolled and kept shining. A little swinging beam of light pointing right at us like a finger. I screamed at him to kill it. He kicked it as he ran, and it spun off into the patch behind us. Another shot. I heard it hit the earth somewhere close. I did not look back. We ran across that flat open field with nothing between us and whoever was shooting. And I have never felt so visible in my life. So completely, terrifyingly exposed. The farmhouse lights were on now, yellow squares of light against the dark, and we were in the open, in the moonlight. And there was nowhere to go except forward. I remember thinking, not in words, just as a feeling that moved through my entire body, that I was about to die in a pumpkin field because I couldn't say no to a stupid idea. We hit a drainage ditch maybe 40 yards from the patch. CJ fell in. I half jumped, half fell in after him. We pressed ourselves flat against the muddy slope. My shoulder was in cold water. I put my hand over my mouth because I was breathing too loud, and I was terrified the breathing alone would give us away. Silence, and then footsteps. Slow, deliberate footsteps crossing the hard-packed ground. Not running, walking, steady and unhurried, like someone who had all the time in the world. Like someone who already knew exactly where we'd gone. CJ grabbed my sleeve. I shook my head. The footsteps stopped somewhere above us and to the right. Close, 15 feet, maybe less. I stopped breathing entirely. The night was so quiet I could hear my own pulse. He stood there for a long time. I don't know how long. It felt like forever. Time does strange things when you're lying in muddy water waiting to find out if you're going to get shot. Then something shifted inside me. Some cold animal calculation. We were in a ditch in a flat field. If he found us, there was nowhere to go. No direction to run that he couldn't see. At least moving, we had a chance. Maybe. I looked at CJ. His face was pale in the dark. I held up 3 fingers. 2, 1. We came up out of that ditch and ran. I heard the shot almost the same instant I heard CJ scream my name. Not pain, just pure terror. We cut left, cut right, zigzagged without planning it. Just moving, just covering ground. And the truck was there, right there on the road. I hit the door and yanked it open and threw myself in, and CJ was already on the other side. And the engine turned over and we were moving. I looked back once through the rear window. The old man was standing at the edge of his property, still, rifle held down at his side, just standing there watching us go. Not chasing, not shouting, just watching, steady and calm, like he'd seen this before and wasn't surprised by any of it. Like we were exactly what he expected. Like he'd made his point, and that was enough. We drove for 20 minutes without a word between us. I never went back, neither did CJ. We didn't talk about that night for almost a year, and when we finally did, it was just once, briefly, and then never again. Some things you put in a box, and you don't open it. But I've thought a lot about that ditch over the years. How shallow it was. How easy it would have been to find us if he'd wanted to. And I've thought about the way he was just standing there at the end. Calm, still, watching, not angry, not panicked, just done with us. He could have kept shooting. He knew where we were. I think about that. And I still don't have a comfortable answer for why he stopped. Maybe he was a decent man who just wanted us off his land. Maybe he was something else and we got lucky. I genuinely don't know. And I've decided I'm okay not knowing. Some questions are better left alone. What I do know is this. We were idiots who wandered onto a stranger's property in the middle of the night, and we nearly paid a price that no pumpkin on earth is worth. The whole thing, the planning, the sneaking, the running, all of it. For what? To steal something we didn't need from someone who'd worked hard to grow it. We weren't brave. We weren't clever. We were just lucky. And luck, I've learned, is not something you should test twice.